Did you know that you can escape your incessant worries and anxiety? It's not as hard as you might think, but it does take a little effort and a lot of awareness. We all understand that what we think directly influences how we feel and react. Harvard research has shown that we can increase our physical strength just by thinking about it. So what other areas of our life can we improve by simply using our thoughts? Let's discover how we can manage thoughts intentionally to create the lives we want and avoid these constant worries and anxieties. Swami Vivekananda asserts that we are what our thoughts have made us, so take care about what you think. Thoughts live and they travel far. Yet, how do these thoughts come about? Imagine our mind as a popcorn machine filled with kernels of corn that represent our potential thoughts. Suddenly, one kernel pops and a thought is created. As we give it attention, other thoughts related to it begin to pop up until the machine is filled with similar thoughts, all vying for our attention. Only the thoughts that grab our attention get to materialize. But here's the mind-blowing revelation: you are not creating your thoughts. Ask yourself, who is thinking my thoughts? We're not talking about problem solving or intentional thinking, but rather the random thoughts that just occur to us, filling the blank space in our minds. There's no little thinker inside our brain controlling thoughts. The question then becomes, where are they coming from? Have you ever really considered this? Thoughts require energy to materialize. They need our attention. Once our conscience attaches to a particular thought, thoughts with similar vibrations emerge and come into our awareness. Soon, our attention gets hijacked, and we are surrounded by thoughts with that same vibration. We can easily get caught up in these and taken away in an almost dreamlike state. Our minds create stories and conversations with others and often evoke emotions. We listen to these thoughts and even have conversations with them. But who are we communicating with? Who is this thinker? Until we ask and understand this question, we lack any awareness that we can actually manage our thoughts. We begin to understand that most of the time, our thoughts are thinking us, instead of us thinking our thoughts. Many times we're not even aware that these are thoughts, but consider them to be reality. It's critical to begin to moderate our thoughts because they affect our entire vibrational energy field. When we are at a high level of vibration, we naturally attract high-level experiences and vice versa. Our experiences are a direct reflection of our thoughts. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, guard accordingly and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature. This is why it's sometimes easy to fall into a downward spiral. We're only focusing on negative thoughts because we're being bombarded by similar thoughts of the same vibration. As long as we are on this low vibration of negativity, we can only attract low-level vibrational thoughts. Once we understand this, we have a breakthrough. We can become aware of our thoughts and choose different ones. We can now start to think our thoughts. We can actually tell our mind what to think instead of accepting whatever thoughts it randomly comes up with. If we truly want to get out of the downward spiral, we need to intentionally think new thoughts. Positive thoughts will begin to increase the vibrational energy. Intentionally think of celebrating that promotion, winning a big game, listening to your favorite song, or anything that elevates your thoughts up the positivity scale. These positive thoughts will shift the vibration level, and it will be easier to attract more positive thoughts. Now, let's take a look at the ego. Simply put, the ego is our sense of personal identity or feelings of self-importance. It often fools us into believing it's a separate entity, but in reality, it's only the product of our thoughts and emotions. We might think of it as our personality or who we think we are as unique beings. But our feelings of being separate from others may influence many thoughts, while others are pure expressions of love. When this separation takes over, love becomes hatred, and that's not what we want. Eckhardt Tolle once said, The moment you become aware of the ego in you, it is strictly no longer the ego but just an old conditioned mind pattern. Ego implies unawareness. Awareness and ego cannot coexist. This awareness is our savior. The awareness of thoughts gives us power over them. Our minds often accept whatever our senses and thoughts present to it as the ultimate reality. But hold on, the mind has a habit of blindly accepting this information as truth, which can lead us down a confusing path. Now, let's pause and reconsider this so-called thinker that seems so real. It can appear in different forms, such as pleasant thoughts or information, making us believe it is us. But don't be fooled. These are just temporary notions that are passing through. Ever felt like your mind is buzzing with endless thoughts? You're not alone. Our minds love to make us feel active and engaged, like we're watching a captivating video. But guess what? When we investigate, we realize that the notion of me controlling everything is just a fleeting idea. Thoughts happen automatically. We have less control than we think. Many of us wish we could just control our thoughts and be free from overthinking, anxiety, fear, and misery. Unfortunately, reality doesn't work that way. We're not the originators of our thoughts. They arise naturally from the depths of consciousness. So, let's embrace the idea that thoughts happen. We're just observers in this grand play of life. But don't worry, true liberation lies in the present moment. As long as we stay closely connected to our intellect and think purposefully, we'll keep escaping it. So, let's seek clarity and understanding beyond the realm of the thinking mind. You see, consciousness goes way beyond mere thoughts. While thoughts require consciousness to exist, consciousness can thrive without being tied to thoughts. Enlightened individuals rise above constant thinking, avoiding a relapse into animal-like thinking. In this enlightened state, the thinking mind becomes more focused, fostering inspired thoughts that are rich with meaning and vitality. We see true artists and scientists tap into a deeper source within themselves, producing ideas from a place beyond the limitations of the mind. It's like they access true creativity from the source itself, beyond the realm of thoughts. Here's the good news. We are not these thoughts, but only the awareness that witnesses them. Without our consciousness, these thoughts would vanish like a gust of wind. So, let's question and investigate this fundamental reality. What lies beyond thinking? Eckhart Tolle describes it very well in the statement, "What a liberation to realize that the voice in my head is not who I am. Who am I then? I am the one who sees that." By cultivating stillness, we realize that we are not the thoughts, but the consciousness that witnesses their ebb and flow. We become the silent observer behind the thoughts, giving us a profound sense of freedom and contentment. Now, imagine living fully in the present moment, free from the chains of self-imposed thought and behavior limits. Accepting this reality sets our minds free, allowing us to experience the magic of the present moment, which is all there really is. Self-discovery and conscious awakening are powerful transformers in our lives. Remember, your strength lies in embracing your infinite awareness and transcending your thoughts. If this resonates with you, please leave your comments below, and let's foster meaningful dialogue.